Welcome to My Design Centre Basics with Echidna. My name is Jackie and this video is about line designs and layered stitches. Here is the design we will be creating with this technique, and you will be able to go on to create simple designs ready for use in your embroideries. My Design Centre is available on many brother models. Today I will be using the Stellaire, but to make sure that we're all on the same page, we do need to change some settings once we get in there. So we're going to go into My Design Centre. We do need to go into our machine settings, and we need to scroll to our page that gives us our measurements. And we are actually going to change it to inches today. And let's go back to our embroidery frame display. We don't want anything displayed, so to do that we need to set it to the largest frame, which is our 9.5 by 14 on the Stellaire. We also want to turn off our grid so that we have nothing displayed. And then we're good to go, ready for our next step. The icon style or position on your machine may be different to mine, but the names will be the same. Taking notes is highly recommended as we go through each symbol. And remember, you can stop, rewind and re-watch the video. Let's go get creative. Okay, we're here on the home screen. We select our My Design Centre. This is our pattern editing or drawing screen, I should say. We're going to bring in our first shape in here. Okay, so I'm going to use a circle today. There is a video called Simple Shapes and Lines that we've done for more information of how to use this screen. So we're going to select our circle and OK. Now it's just brought in that outline, and it does have a red selection box around it. So that means that I can use these tools that we see down the side here. So we're going to resize it, and we're going to resize it using our 4 arrows in because it does it in proportion. And we're going to take it down to 2.5 inches. Okay, and we'll see up the top here that it will do 2.5, and we just might need to just tap it a few times, and there we go. And okay, so now we're going to tell the line how we want it to stitch out. So we need to go into our line options up here, and there is that video I mentioned earlier about simple shapes and lines. It will give you more information about all these icons. So we're going to go into here, and again that same video will tell you more about this screen as well, but today we're going to use our satin stitch, and then we're going to use our tealy blue here, and okay. And now I need to tell the line that I want the whole line to change colour and change stitch type. So I need to use our bucket up here. So now I select on the line, it will turn that blue colour, and I'll just zoom in so you can see that that has now changed and it's set to this parameter here. Okay, so onto our next screen. And now we're going to change a few of the settings of the stitch. So we need to go into size here. So it's how wide it's going to stitch. So we're going to set it to the maximum that it can do, which is 0.240, and just set that. And the other option we have here is density. I'm not going to change that. I'm going to leave that for this design that we're doing today. Now I could have selected up here to change the stitch type if I needed to. So if I go in there, you can see that we have those options again. I'm not changing anything today, but something I just wanted to show you is because I went into there, it's reset my width. So I need to now go back over here and resize it again. So it's something to note for future designs. Okay, and we'll set that. We're going to preview it before I save it. And we'll go into our next screen, and I can see that that's exactly what I want, that nice wide satin stitch. So I'm just going to return, save it into our pocket, onto the machine, and we're ready to set it as our embroidery. So we're going to set and OK. Now for our second layer, we're going to use a circle again, but we need to add that on our embroidery edit screen. So go to add, My Design Centre, and now we can bring in our second shape, which is still going to be the circle, but we're going to recall the one we had from before because it's already set to the right size. So as you can see, there's lots of designs we've used before, so we're just going to select this one up the top because it'll be the newest one. So we'll set that, Okay, so we do need to change the stitch type. So we're going to go into options. We need to select our, actually it's our diamond stitch here. And we're going to use our orange and okay. All right, and now of course we need to change that because it hasn't changed until we tell it to. So we need to use our bucket, touch on the line, just zoom in, make sure it's all done, which it is. I can see our diamond stitch there. We'll go next. Okay, so we need to change the size of our diamond stitch. So we're going to go into here and we're going to set it to 0.2. So we're going to go all the way, which is the maximum. And then we're going to go to our thickness and we're just going to decrease that a little to 3. Now we're ready to set that to our thickness and we're ready to go with our parameters we've set. So we're going to preview that just to see how it looks. And I'm quite happy with how that looks there with the diamond stitch. So I'm just going to save that just in case we have anything we want to change. It's always a good idea to save it. So we're going to preview it again. And now we can set it as our embroidery. So what the difference is now is it now will be set over our previous shape that we brought in before. And it gives us this nice effect here. I'll just zoom in so you can see. There we go. And we're just going to add a couple of more circles to add some more dimension to this design. So we're going to go back to Add and My Design Center. And we're going to bring that circle back in once again. And there we go. So this is our diamond stitch that we did. So what we need to do now is we want to change it to the candlewick stitch. So we're going to go back into our line options. And we're going to select our candlewick stitch. And we do need to change the colour back to orange because it had reset to our black here. And okay. And again, we need to use our bucket just to change the stitch type. It didn't change the colour because obviously the colour was already orange. So all I wanted it to do was do that candlewick stitch, which I can see that it has set there and I did touch the line. So if I touch it again, it'll knock at me. So it's telling me that it's done. We're going to go next. Now we are going to change our candlewick size. So we do need to go into our size here. And we're going to set it to 0.120, which is down, which is our actually the minimum size it can do. And we're going to go into our spacing. Okay, now we need to set our spacing to 0.052, which is up a few taps. There we go. And set. So that one's ready to go now. So we're going to preview that. And okay. And I'm quite happy with how that's looking. We're going to go return and save that because we will actually use this candlewick stitch again. So we're going to save that to the machine and preview. And now we're ready to set it as our embroidery and okay. Now as you can see it's come right over the top, so I'm just going to zoom in and we're going to increase the size of our circle. So we're going to go into size and we're going to use our 4 arrows out until it's sitting just outside the circle. And I'm quite happy with that. Now you might need to maneuver the position just a little bit just to make sure it's centered around that other circle. And okay. So now we're going to add another candlewick stitch to the inside of the circle. So we're going to go Add and into My Design Center. We recall our circle again that we used before. Now you'll see there's 2 orange ones, but this one is the one we want because it's the last one we saved. Now to check the parameters of what the line is going to do, we go into the next screen and here we can see it is our candlewick stitch. I'm not changing anything this time because I'm going to bring this shape through and just resize it again. So we're going to preview. We don't need to save it because we'd already got that in our pocket. And we're going to set that design so we're ready to go. So set and okay. Now we're just going to zoom in again because we'll see that our circle has come in over the top, so we need to reduce the size of it. So we're going to go into edit and we're going to go to size. We're going to reduce it so that it's inside our blue satin stitch there. Now it isn't quite small enough to go inside, so it has reached the limit of the resizing, so you'll hear that knock sound. What we need to do is select this one here where it recalculates the stitches for us. So we go OK, it resets it back to where it was before, but now I'll be able to resize it down more than I was able to. So as you can see, it's a little bit too far in, so we're just going to resize it back out. And you can play with where you prefer it to sit, but still sort of happy with that. And there we go. So we're ready to stitch that one out. All done. And here is our wonderful finished design. Great with those layered stitching. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.